Alright, we're back. Boyd Gaming 300. Riding along with Kyle Busch. 0.32 is the lap time for Kyle Busch. Pole time was a 30.299 set by Brandon Jones. Yeah, for whatever reason during qualifying the stream gave out. But luckily it was during qualifying, not during the race. We got it situated. Got the hotspot on. Now the hotspot, I'm not sure how well exactly that's going to work today. And the only reason I don't exactly know is because the regular, I guess, speed in a sense, if that makes sense. So it's gonna, speed is gonna be lacking just a little bit. But without further ado, we're about to get underway here tonight at Vegas. 300 miles, 200 laps. Brandon Jones, Noah Gragson on the front row. Kyle Busch comes into this race third in the point standings right now, despite having 3 wins on the season. He's had a few strong performances, 2 wins and a 4th place in the last race at Talladega. Joe Nemechek coming off of a upset win, nonetheless, at Talladega, getting his first win of the season. So this is going to be a lot of fun today. The green flag is in the air at Vegas. We're underway in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Already on the initial start, Kyle Busch on the inside, trying to gain as much ground as he can. He's in that preferred line. On the inside of Jesse Little. His car felt a little tight in qualifying. Maybe had to lift a little bit more than what he wanted to. See him on the inside of Jesse Little here as they try to get up to speed. That was a big side draft off the exit of turn 4. '99, Josh Bilicki to the inside of Kyle Busch all of a sudden. Kyle in that preferred line though, he's up high now. You can see how tight that race car is. Look at it just washing up near the wall. Jesse Little going to get right around him. Kyle Busch kind of struggling on speed in the early going of the race. Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream. Yep, this is Kyle Busch's home track, of course. Already right back to where he started in 25th.
Still there. Careful, still there.
Let me know down in the chat, is the stream lagging for you guys pretty badly too? Stream's lagging really badly on my half. Really bad. It's like glitching out and pausing every 5 seconds, it looks like.
Still there.
Kyle Busch went to the bottom through turns 1 and 2 there. He's trying to make up as much ground as he can right now. He's kind of struggling again on speed. Moves to the top side through turns 3 and 4. Josh Williams goes to the inside of the 07 of Ray Black Jr. Look at how close to the wall Kyle Busch is getting. Trying to find all that speed he can. David Starr right behind him got really loose off of turn 4. Had to barely keep it off the wall. And you can see the run off the top. Kyle Busch did get down the straightaway. He's able to pass and clear Ray Black Jr. for position. Oh, a little contact. Josh Williams getting into turns 3 and 4. Fastest lap of the early going of the race, that last lap though for Kyle Busch. Been driving it in deep. He's going to get around Williams. Working on Colby Howard now for 23rd. Still side by side there. Definitely going to be a track Kyle's going to have to take care of his tires throughout the course of the day today. This track can be very harsh on tire wear. Knowing that we only have 4 sets, might have to use a little bit of tire strategy throughout the course of the race to make sure we don't burn through all 4 of those sets. Maybe a couple 2-tire pit stops along the way. Maybe staying out when we should probably, or typically pit if we weren't limited on tires. So that will be very fun to see here today also. Best lap of the race there, that time by Kyle Busch. He's getting faster and faster. Look at how deep he drove it in on the outside, even through turns 1 and 2. Tommy Joe Martins looks back to his inside, but Kyle's going to get a huge run off the exit on the high side in turn 2. You can see how far away he's pulling away from Tommy Joe Martins down the back straightaway because of it. Big run to the outside of Vinnie Miller through turns 3 and 4. Miller to the inside. Near that white line on the bottom. Kyle Busch going to slide right underneath him. He's going to easily clear him at the start-finish line. Kyle Busch on a rail about 10 laps into the race. Really tight at the beginning of the run. You can tell he's definitely loosening up as this run carries on. It's going to be fun to watch this 54 car try to charge through the field at his home track in Vegas. You know he wants to win here very badly. Jesse Little about made contact with Jeremy Clemens off the exit of the corner. Look at Kyle Busch all the way to the bottom. 3 wide pass to the apron. He passed them both going into turn 1, up to 18th now. Joshua White, welcome to the stream. Yeah, the stream lagged out back in qualifying for whatever reason. So I'm on my hotspot, but on my screen it's still looking like it's lagging quite a bit. Big slide job by Busch on the brakes to get into the corner. Look at Justin Haley crossing him right back over. Haley couldn't clear him on the crossover though. Busch with a big side draft down the back, getting the pole off the outside as well. Joshua or anybody else down in the chat, let me know if the stream is still lagging very badly. Because again, on my laptop, it looks like it's lagging terribly right now. It looks like it's still stuck on lap 1. Kyle Busch up to 13th, Brandon Brown. And that 68 car, look at Busch. Through that middle lane, gonna slide up in front of the 68 of Brandon Brown easily off of turn 2. Busch pulling away. Rod G, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the stream right now. It's terrible. And I'm actually at lap 16 right now. Like, it's lagging bad. Like, it'll just have that loading sign, that circle for minutes at a time, and then it just stops, resets. I don't know what to do. I don't know why the internet's so bad. It's like it's getting worse and worse each night. When you think it can't get worse, it does. Montier 25 Gamer, welcome to the stream. Thanks, man.
Wow, that was your best lap ever.
Fast lap of the race again for Kyle Busch that time. He is getting closer and closer to that top 10. He's got Daniel Hemrick in the 8 car right in front of him. Big move to the inside now. Oh, looked like Hemrick wanted to go to the bottom. Busch kind of wanted the top. Slid up right in front of him, and that kind of messed both of their corners up, and Busch still clears him for 10. Kyle getting faster and faster and faster, though he is still about 7.5 seconds off the lead. We'll have to see how this run's going to carry forward. That right front tire is already past halfway worn. We're not even 20 laps into this race. That could become a major issue for Kyle Busch as the race wears on. Doesn't want to have to take right sides to kind of save those sets of tires, but he's probably going to have to do it. And the worst part is that left front's wearing out quite a bit too, because even the left front's at 58% already into this race. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. Andrew Hollenbach, welcome to the stream. Is it all good on your guys' end? I really can't tell, because my end, it is really bad. How did LeBay and Busch not make contact off of 4? LeBay about slid up right into Kyle. Kyle didn't have a lot of room there, but boy, oh boy, he used that side draft to his advantage right off that right rear corner panel of LeBay's car. A couple cars right in front of Kyle Busch running the top. Annette moved to the bottom. Busch was going to go down there. Look at the run Michael Annette's got, trying to slide up in front of Jeffrey Earnhardt now in 8th place. Oh, they almost came together, and here comes Busch to the apron, 3 wide through the tri-oval. He'll clear them both. Quickest way to get around him. They almost made contact. Kyle took advantage of them side drafting one another off of turn 4. Took his momentum off the outside through 3 and 4, down to the apron, cleared them both. Kyle is sawing through this field. Still 6 seconds off the lead, but he's up to 6th. About 1.5 seconds back of 5th place Austin Cindric. Noah Gragson in 4th, about 3 seconds ahead of him interval-wise right now. Oh yeah, for sure. I'd love to broadcast actual races, man. That would be my dream job for sure. Like I kind of mentioned, YouTube's just a stepping stone for that, you know. Thanks, Andrew. Means a lot whenever you guys give it. Those are my favorite comments, honestly, is when you guys love the commentary. Wow, this feels real and stuff like that, because that's what I'm going for. That's the most gratifying thing you guys can comment on, because that's the whole point of these full race live streams and why I do them daily. Busch to the inside of Austin Cindric. You see, he was having a tough time trying to catch him down the straightaway. He got a big side draft in the center of it. Brandon Jones, pole sitter. He's going to fall back to 5th now as Kyle Busch will get around him. Kyle's been kind of moving down to the bottom to pass the lap cars that are on the outside. Favorite driver is Ryan Blaney in the Cup Series. Noah Gragson up to 3rd. Ryan Sieg, 2nd place. Good run for him. Sieg comes into this race 2nd in the point standings behind Austin Cindric. Cindric has a 10-point lead over Sieg. Kyle Busch 3rd in the point standings, 12 points back. So the regular season title is very tight in what is now the 9th race of the season. Look at Busch get the run off of 4. He got loose. He's in the wall. Kyle Busch in the wall off of turn 4. He tried to keep it off of Gragson. Ended up hitting the wall instead to the outside. That's not going to help that right front tire. at all. He did a good job keeping it off of Gregson, but he couldn't keep it off of Gregson and off the wall. Kyle trying to cut right back into it, back to the outside again through 3 and 4, and he overdrives the corner by a lot. And Gregson continues to pull away from him. Boydton, welcome to the stream. King, welcome to the stream. Need a harder difficulty. We're still kind of struggling to get our feet underneath us here in this Xfinity Series season. Again, we come in 3rd in the point standings, 9th race of the year. We do have 3 wins on the season. You can really tell Kyle Busch is very loose later. It's likely going to be right side tires only under the first pit stop for Kyle Busch, trying to conserve the amount of tires we have tonight. Ryan Sieg stuck behind Colby Howard there, and Kyle Busch will move right on by him for 2nd place. Chase Briscoe, your race leader right now, hasn't won a race yet on this NASCAR Heat 5 custom schedule season. He's got about a 2-second lead on Kyle Busch. So over the course of this tire run, 30 laps into the race, Kyle Busch has not yet taken the lead. He's really able to run the top or bottom. He gets about 10 laps into the run, and that's when the car starts to pick up pace. But as far as it being the fastest car on the track, it's taken every bit of 15 to 20 laps. But he is wearing out those tires so much. Yeah, this is on Expert. 105 for the AI difficulty. I think a lot of it is I don't make mistakes. And that's kind of why we have all these quote-unquote gimmicks that I use. 5-second damage clock. What else do I use? The tire rule for the truck in Xfinity. Like, I try to make it as hard as I can on myself outside of the actual gameplay itself. We'll try a couple different settings. We'll mess with the settings come Season 2. I really didn't want to adjust the settings mid-season for any of these series, so we'll kind of like play around with it, see what's harder for us. We'll probably end up dropping the more effect on the AI tire grip to normal, and I think that's going to help a lot. I kind of tested it on a couple races, and it seems to work pretty well. Although I did win a couple of them still, that's just going to happen from time to time. If you're good at one thing, if you're really good at something, it's going to be harder to like change that to not being good when I'm so accustomed in my head to how to run these lines around these racetracks. The NASCAR Thunder 04 is coming to the series on Thursday. Again, Thursday will be the first race. We'll do the Budweiser shootout for the season mode there to get things started with Speed Weeks. Then on Friday we'll have our Twin 125 race, that Gatorade 125 dual race at Daytona, and then the 500 on Sunday. And here we go to the outside. Kyle Busch for the lead, clears Briscoe barely off of turn 4. Busch leads his first lap of the race at lap 34, just about a lap or two away from his first pit stop, so he timed it pretty perfect to get to the lead. It's going to be an interesting race to see how this plays out again with the tire strategy, how this is going to work, because Kyle Busch is going to be taking right sides only on this first pit stop, trying to conserve time. He's likely going to be pitting before anybody else.
Your tires are getting pretty bad.
Chad Pension's the GOAT. Kyle Busch going to stay out of the pits one more lap, trying to stretch it as long as he can because he needs to. It's going to be very interesting to see if his tires will last to the end of the race with the strategy he pulls today. So that's going to be very interesting to watch. It's going to be the talk of the race. Lap 36 now. Back to the outside again through 1 and 2, just trying to get those tires to last to get to pit road this time. They should be able to. He ran perfectly through 1 and 2, didn't hit the wall or anything. He's only hit the wall once here today, so Kyle's been running a pretty clean race so far. On to pit road, this time 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Right sides only for Kyle Busch on this green flag pit stop. First pit stop of the race today, no damage. And just a half can of fuel to top off, trying to make this pit stop as quick as he can because he's going to have to come down for 4 tires the next stop no matter what. Those left sides are going to be really old. Do I have manual or automatic? I have manual for every race. NASCAR Thunder 04 later in the week, I don't know what to do there. I think I'm going to start off on automatic until I get used to it and get used to when to shift and where to shift. Those Gen 4 cars are a lot different. I have not played that game in at least 10 years, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a new challenge for sure. Don't be surprised if I don't win the championship because, again, although I'm good at NASCAR Heat, I've only been playing NASCAR Heat NASCAR video games over the last few years, so it's going to be really difficult to go back in time with that game. We'll give it the realistic broadcast. We'll have a couple other features, obviously, in there with that pre-race that they have on the game that a lot of people love. Replays of cautions, I think that's going to help with the realistic commentary quite a bit, too. So Kyle Busch has a pretty loose race car now, especially after taking right sides only under that last pit stop. So it'll be interesting to see how he's going to work this out. Those left side tires don't have a ton of grip on them, just over a quarter left of a run left on the left front, I should say. Kyle Busch fell back to 18th. He is 1 lap down currently on the racetrack, so that is a problem with pitting early, but he had no choice. He has been wearing out those right side tires a lot more than everybody else. Austin Blake, welcome to the stream. Oh, man. Yeah, the Indy 500 was it was a crazy race, that is for sure. Man, there was a lot of hard impacts in there. That last accident. Ended up ending the race. That was a vicious crash, for sure. There's another one on a restart. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head that... I mean, there was a spin. I don't know why I'm having such a tough time trying to remember who was involved, but there was a spin on a restart off of turn 4, and another car just completely lost control and nosedived into the inside wall. I thought that crash looked like the way it looked worse than that last accident. And the last accident looked bad too, but that one took my breath away because I thought that was something serious, and I think they're very fortunate they weren't up to speed yet. Again, because they were just coming off a 4 for the restart. That could have been terrible, but especially the angle of the wall. Yeah, my post-race analysis video is coming out tonight. I couldn't get to it last night. I had company at the house after the, well, really for the final quarter of the Cup race yesterday, and then into the night, and then obviously with my work schedule I had to get to bed kind of early, so that will be up by the end of the night. So sorry for that. Usually I post it right after the race, but we had to go an extra day afterwards, but at least it's only 1 day after. As usual, we'll recap the race, the playoff bubble battle, because that definitely got even more intense. It'll be a lot of fun. Left front tire down under 20%. By the timing of these next pit stops, now Kyle Busch does have the fastest car. He's got 2 fresher right side tires than everybody else, who has made it over 40 laps into the run now. Oh yeah, the state of Indiana is huge with IndyCar for sure. There's a guy I work with, he usually he's not really a big motorsports fan, but he watches the Indy 500 every year because he used to live in Indianapolis for every bit of about 5-6 years, and he was like, it was like a national holiday in that city whenever Memorial Day would come around, and ever since then he's gotten hooked on watching the Indy 500 every year. It's definitely one of those races that you can easily get non-motorsport fans to watch. More so when there's fans in the stands, obviously, but just to see the regular spectacle of it all, for sure. So again, Kyle going to take this run as far as he can. He has made it right back up to about 13th, and he's in the wall off of turn 4. Kind of got squeezed there. Colby Howard didn't give him a lot of room. At least it's not really going to hurt the left side tires necessarily. Should be able to make it about 3 or 4 more laps. Again, the tire strategy simply... with the sets of tires, we're going to be using 1.5 next time we come to pit road, simply because we're going to be taking 4 tires, so we only get 4 sets, and this is going to be very tough to manage this throughout the course of the race, and it's going to be harder and harder if we stay green, and so far we have not had a caution yet today. Almost a quarter of the way through the race. If we can make it to lap 50, I think that's a good time to hit pit road. We're going to take it as long as we can, but if we can make it to lap 50 and split the race in a quarter, I think that's a better shot of making it all the way to the end. Well, again, this car's moving around quite a bit. That, and I kind of looked away from the the screen a little too long because I was looking at the chat. So Kyle is going to make it to lap 50. He's easily going to be able to stay out this time around, make it all the way back. Yeah, I was flipping it back, and so I was watching the Indy 500. I was watching the Xfinity race until the Indy 500 came on. And I was watching strictly the Indy 500. I missed the end of the Xfinity race. And then I was watching the Indy 500 till the Cup race came on. Saw the drop of the green flag for the Cup race. I had the NASCAR race on my phone with the volume all the way up so I could at least listen to the broadcast while I was still watching the Indy 500. Because at that point, I think Indy only had like 50 or 60 to go when the Cup race was starting. So I was like, man, this is getting intense, you know, like, really don't want to turn away, but I'm such a diehard NASCAR fan. So I was able to listen to both broadcasts, and then as soon as Indy was over and the interview with Takuma Sato was over at the end of the race, I flipped it to the Cup race. So I didn't really miss anything in the Cup race. So everybody who has not pit yet has been coming down to pit road here over the last couple laps now. Kyle Busch is going to stay out one more lap. Lasagna, welcome to the stream. Shane Pinkney, welcome to the stream. So again, took right side tires under the first pit stop. And that is why the left front is wearing out like it is, and even the left rear now under 20% tire wear. Kyle Busch going to risk it. He's going to try to take it one more lap around this 1.5 mile racetrack before he comes to pit road. A little risky, but Kyle trying to make it pan out for him. Every lap he runs under green, more and more, not only the tires get worn out, and now it's down to 1%, and that might have been a bad idea for Kyle Busch. Busch trying to make it to pit road. He's going to back it way down now through turns 3 and 4. And he is out of the gas. He's letting the car coast through 3 and 4, trying to nurse the left front. If it gets damaged, that's going to be well more than 5.5 seconds. And he pops in as he tries to get to pit road. And he almost sped because of it. Heavy damage now to the race car. He was trying to nurse it, but right as he came off the banking onto the flat on the apron, the tire gives out on Kyle Busch. A flat left front as we stay green as he just made it to pit road again. After that tire blew, he almost got caught for speeding, and that would have been a really tough break for Kyle. Heavy smoke rolling into the pit box now. But now he can't repair damage. It's over 5 seconds, and that is going to cost him a ton of time itself just on the racetrack alone throughout the course of the rest of this race. Heavy damage to the left side of that race car. It really bottomed out very badly once that left front went flat. He took the risk trying to take it one extra lap, and at first it looked like it was going to be a good idea. And coasting it, it looked like he was going to make it, but again, as soon as he came off the banking onto the flat of the racetrack, that is where he lost his time. Kyle Busch is now falling back to 12th place. He's about 24.5 seconds off the lead. He doesn't have a fast short run car, but he does have 3 lap fresher tires than the rest of the field right now. Here comes Riley Herbst on that preferred lane up high. Busch going to let him go, but Busch's damage on the left side of the car is really going to mess with the handling, both on the short and long run. So now Kyle's got to adjust. And he had to get way out of the gas in 3 and 4. That car is all over the place. It seems like it's kind of loose on entry, center of the corner off. It is very tight. Complete polar opposites of how the car was at the start of the race. Thanks, Andrew. It's tough to tell for sure if Kyle's got a good car or a bad car necessarily. I mean, it's definitely one of the faster cars on the longer run, but he's only led 3 laps today, and the tires and trying to conserve that tire wear throughout the course of the race has been very difficult for this 54 team, especially because we haven't had a caution yet. Similar strategy to the leaders now, though, only by pitting 3 laps later for those 4 fresh tires. When the handling hopefully gets better and better over the course of the run, this run, again, we don't know for sure because of the damage on the race car. You're going to see Kyle move up towards the outside, trying to conserve that right front tire wear as much as he possibly can. Again, comes into this race 12 points behind Austin Cindric for the points lead, but he's 3rd in points. He's got Ryan Sieg 2 points ahead of him in 2nd as well. So a very tight points battle between the top 3 coming into today. That is going to be another talk of the race, is to see just how that's going to play out by the end of this thing. Kyle Busch, 29.5 seconds off the lead. The race leader's not too far behind him. You can see Chase Briscoe just came off of turn 2 as Kyle's about halfway down the back straightaway. Busch has to stay on the lead lap no matter what happens here. I'd prefer NBC over Fox. Now, if this ever became a thing someday, too, you got to figure money's going to obviously be in the discussion. And, you know, what kind of contract is it for necessarily? What benefits do I get out of it? What, you know, can I do? So with who NBC has as a color commentator now and how it's ran as a broadcast itself, my style of broadcasting would probably work better with NBC. And Kyle Busch is going to battle Chase Briscoe hard here to try and stay on the lead lap. We've got 61 laps complete in the race at the line that time. Briscoe to the bottom of the track. Kyle's giving him a lot of bottom there. Kyle to try to get the run off the exit of turn 2. Side by side. Briscoe couldn't clear him. Big side draft there. They might have actually even made contact. Cesar Baccarella in the way of Kyle Busch. He had to go change his line to the middle. He's got to clear him. Car up in smoke. Jeffrey Earnhardt is up in smoke and on pit road now. Perhaps a tire issue there. That'll gain Kyle another position. He's up to 12th, but First driver, 1 lap down. Yeah, I got to get to 1,000 subs to start getting paid. Get that, get the ad revenue, get the super chat going, for sure. It's definitely the next step. Heavy lap traffic in front of the race leader right now, Chase Briscoe. And some of those drivers are on the lead lap, such as Anthony Alfredo in 10th, Riley Herbst in 11th. Not a good position for Kyle Busch to be in right now. He needs to hustle to at least get to be the first driver 1 lap down, but again, if he can get back on the lead lap, that would be ideal. Moving back to the outside. He can feel the car's getting faster and faster over the course of the run, but it's going to be nowhere near as fast as that opening run now that he's got the damage after blowing the left front tire. Luckily, he was able to keep it off the wall, but he was already way off the pace trying to nurse it. They're 3 and 4, knowing he was at risk. And if there wasn't so much of a transition from coming off the banking onto the apron, he would have been fine. But of course, with this being a little bit higher bank, progressive banking racetrack, with that low of tire wear remaining on the car, it was just too much to overcome. Lap 65 right now. Again, caution free. We have not had a yellow yet today. So this race pace is definitely flying on by. B, welcome to the stream. I think the NASCAR Thunder Series is going to be huge for the channel. I think that is really going to be the make or break as far as the calendar year goes, to see what kind of subscribers we can get by the end of the year. It's going to be unique. Again, I mean, the channel's unique in the aspect that we do realistic broadcasts with these full race live streams, but to do it on, you know, retro games, that I would like to call it, for NASCAR at least, and I think that'd be a huge stepping stone there. 200 lap, 300 mile race here, so we got just over 130 still to go in this one. More Xfinity Series action tomorrow night on the channel. We go to New Hampshire for race number 10 of this custom schedule NASCAR Xfinity Series season. Another 200 lap race, but that one 200 miles. Of course, that's a 1 mile racetrack versus this being a 1.5 miles. So a little bit quicker of a distance in that race. Kyle Busch starting to catch up to Riley Herbst and Anthony Alfredo here, who are now both a lap down. Alfredo, the first car, lap down in 10th. Chase Briscoe absolutely dominating this race, looking for that first win of the season. We have had 6 different winners already in the first 8 races that have been completed so far this season. Briscoe would be possibly a 7th different winner. This is huge because we still got 3 road course races and we still got 2 more super speedways left of the regular season. We could very easily have all 12 drivers lock themselves up on wins, and we might not even have anybody clinch on points. But of course, points, trying to get that regular season championship, is still a big deal. That gives them 15 extra playoff points. This Xfinity Series field has been very stacked. Play NASCAR 15 or 14. Yeah, I've never played either of those 2 games, honestly. No, I really want to start off with the games I played a lot when I was a kid, so that's why we're starting off with Thunder 04. I didn't play that as much as necessarily 05. I think I really played 05 quite a bit. When I was a kid, I loved the chase mode on there. I played a lot. That and 07 for my PSP. were like the 2 NASCAR games I probably played the most. So those are probably going to be the first 3 that we're going to go. We're going to do 2 seasons just like we're doing with Heat 5 here. We'll do it with Thunder 04. We'll do 2 Cup Series seasons. I can't remember if you can do custom schedule seasons on that game. If you can, we'll do 1 regular, 1 custom. If not, we just do 2 regular. No big deal. Still the old Winston Cup points format, of course. Again, I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a different point season for sure. And that's why consistency is going to matter for sure as well. Kyle Busch starting to cut back into Chase Briscoe. Briscoe's been hooked to the bottom of the track. Busch has been running the top. He's more than halfway through his run, but that damage again slowing him down quite a bit. 3-lap pressure tires not really making a difference even on this bumpier racetrack. So Kyle needs a good point stay here to try and keep pace with Cindric. If he can beat him, that would be better to cut into that points lead. If not, and he loses a couple points, it's not the worst thing in the world. Again, we still have just over half the regular season left. There are tracks within his wheelhouse still left this season. But again, knowing that there are dangers of 2 more super speedways, another one at Daytona coming up here in a few races, I believe Wednesday night, that could place a big cause. Remember, Kyle finished 35th in the first Daytona race that we had this season. We lost the draft on that last restart, and that really killed the finishing position to that race. Chastain in 10th, having a rough go at it the last few races. He's back at 21st right now. Busch is going to get a big run off the top. He gained a lot on Briscoe that last lap, and you're going to see the difference between the top and bottom here. Look at how much ground Kyle Busch is catching on him down the backstretch after running the top, and now the lap car to the inside. That could be havoc for Briscoe. He caught him in a terrible spot as he ducked the pit road. Also, Briscoe had to check up. Here comes Kyle Busch. Briscoe with the block. Busch to the bottom to get his lap back on the apron. Clears him into turn 1. We'll see if Briscoe tries the crossover. He's going to try it. He gets to the inside. Lap car in the way of Kyle Busch now on the outside. That's Jeremy Clements in 19th. Busch holds clear off of turn number 2. Kyle Busch, last driver now on the lead lap. 10 cars back on the lead lap again. That was a big moment in case we do get that first caution of the race. He's about 7 seconds off of Daniel Hemrick. Briscoe's going to try to give him a run for his money here, but Kyle's just too fast at this point to run. Even with the damage, it's going to be hard for Briscoe to get right back around him. But what we saw out of Kyle Busch on that opening run of the race is he was burning through these tires so much more than the rest of the field. If he does that again on this run, he could be in trouble. If he has to pit before the caution, he could very well at this point in the race get caught 2 laps down, and that is really going to put a hinder into his progress of trying to even come close to winning the race. But by staying on the lead lap, it keeps his hopes alive for now. That was a big moment there. Yes, he could have taken the free pass, but restarting at the rear of the field versus restarting in the top 10 right up by the leaders is a huge, huge difference. Ideally for Kyle, he's going to want this to go all the way to the end of the run here before we get a caution. And ideally, honestly, if a caution could come out as he's coming to pit road, that'd be perfect. But the problem is Briscoe's so close behind him. I just don't think Kyle's going to get to pit road without going a lap down unless he can pull ahead a few. I mean, he's probably going to have to pull ahead about 10 seconds, honestly, for that to even happen. Yep, Martinsville, Kentucky, and Dover, the 3 wins for Busch through the first 8 races this season, 2 of which came due to fuel mileage, a little bit of luck in those 2 races at Kentucky and Dover. And caution is out for the first time today with Briscoe in the lead. Anthony Alfredo in 11th will get the free pass. So again, first caution of the day here in this one. So the first caution doesn't quite come until lap 79 there. Reason why Kyle Busch stayed out, simply because of the strategy game. He's going to be much slower than these guys on 4 fresh tires, but that was what Kyle needed to do there to try and conserve these tires as much as he can throughout the course of the day. Ideally, if we get another quick caution, that's going to be the best thing for Kyle, but he's going to try to hang on for dear life. He's just got a little bit faster of a car in the later going of the run, despite how much tire wear this track tends to give off. 3 wide for second place off of turn 4. Briscoe back to the bottom. Gregson in the middle, who actually won the race off pit road, restarted second. Austin Cindric in the picture. Ryan Sieg is up there in the top 5. Very big moment here. Gregson ripping the top side of the racetrack. He is coming on strong. Here comes Cindric on the bottom. Busch going to protect down there. That's who he's racing for the regular season championship. Gregson going to roll around the top side. 3 wide off the exit of turn 4. Oh, Busch slid up the track right into the side of the 39 of Sieg. That's not what he wanted. Cindric getting held up on the bottom right behind Kyle Busch, as all of these fresher tires on these race cars just going around the top on Kyle right now. And Kyle washed up the track big time trying to hold that middle line. Almost made contact with LeBay as they got 3 wide and tight off at turn 4. Kyle just trying to hang on for dear life on older tires. Again, trying to conserve them. He's only used 1.5 sets so far. Everybody else has used 2. Granted, the AI are probably not going to use conservative tires. And look at this, 3x3 through the field off of turn 2 there. Wow, LeBay lost a ton of ground. He had to get way out of the gas to keep from getting into somebody. Oh, Busch had to get out of the gas in the center of the corner, and he gets tagged. He got tagged by Briscoe after the contact. Busch had to check off right in the center of the corner. Briscoe couldn't get out of the way in time, and he about turned Kyle Busch to the infield. Briscoe charging back up the middle again. I think the really big loser there, though, was Austin Cindric on that restart. He got up to second so quickly, but he couldn't get to the lead on Kyle, who just rubbed the wall again off of 4 there. Moves back to 10th place. Briscoe, of course, lost a ton of ground on that restart, too. In 9th place with a lot of lap cars in between them. Yeah, I'm usually a clean racer. I mean, the career mode's a little different. We don't do realistic broadcasts necessarily on there, so I just do that just to do whatever. But I'm trying to get the best finish for my team. But yeah, with these full race live streams, I try to race as cleanly as possible. If it comes down to it, last couple laps of the race, I have to use the bumper. I will. Not typically on a speedway track like this, but maybe a short track. Or race other drivers how we get raced. Yeah, the IndyCar race was good yesterday for sure. I watched the whole race. Oh man, Vinnie Miller about made contact with the 08. Joe Graff Jr. Busch trying to rip across the bottom. Clears Vinnie Miller. Barely slides up in front of the 08. Graff Jr. there. Couple more laps before Kyle hits pit road once again. It'll be a 2-tire pit stop just like last time. Caution is out. Caution is out, and that is big for Kyle Busch. That is what he needed. Justin Haley will get the free pass, and 12th second caution of the race comes at lap 90. Brandon Jones in the lead, the pole sitter. Right side tires only still for Kyle Busch under this pit stop, but this is going to save him a ton of time. Looks like Chase Briscoe is going to hit pit road as well towards the rear of the lead lap. He's likely going to take off on the restart. Oh, you didn't get to see it yet? Alright, I mentioned about it earlier, but I'll stop talking about it then. Again, my post-race analysis video for the Cup race yesterday will be coming out tonight. Again, I had company over at the house at the end of the race and then after the race, so I wasn't able to quite get to that video necessarily. But it will be done editing before I go to bed right after this stream, and it will be uploaded within probably an hour and a half to 2 hours after this race is over. Anthony Alfredo on the bottom there, kind of spun his tires on the restart. Kyle Busch, look at the run he's got. Kyle all the way to the bottom and off the top side. That's about as good of a restart as you can get. Chase Briscoe was caught behind the 21 there, who spun his tires on the restart. So now Kyle's got 2 fresh right side tires, a slight bit of contact with Harrison Burton. So 2 fresh right side tires. The left sides are older than what everybody else has, so I don't know how that's going to really play out, but Kyle's going to try to keep up with these guys. But Chase Briscoe, running 3 wide up the middle there off of 4, is going to be the guy to look out for in the restart. He's got 4 fresh tires versus the rest of the field. He's going to be coming in hot if he gets a chance. Burton goes back down to the bottom, 3 wide for a quick moment there. Kyle slides right back up into his preferred lane on top. Right now, though, Briscoe struggling in traffic just like he did on the last restart. Kyle has a little bit looser of a race car now that he took right sides only under the last stop, so we'll see how that's going to pan out. He's used 2 sets of tires, and we're going to be halfway through the race here very shortly, so it was a pretty good idea on Kyle Busch's behalf. There goes Briscoe up the middle, and look at just how much faster he is with those 4 fresh Goodyears. Plus, he had one of the faster cars before that, too. And changing his line right in the center of the corner. Brandon Jones still leads the race, but Chase Briscoe has quickly gotten up to 5th. He goes 3 wide to the bottom off of turn 2. He kind of got closed off, though, by that car in front of him. Kyle sends it into 3 and 4, but he overdrives the corner. He really wanted to get to the left rear of LeBay to maybe try to side draft him. Really take that air from underneath him, but he couldn't quite do it. See Austin Cindric up there on the top. Kyle's keeping up with these guys, though. Seems like the tires are balanced out with 2 fresher right sides, but 2 older left sides. I think he's pretty satisfied with it, though. Briscoe 3 wide for 2nd place off of turn 4. Boy, that got really tight. Kyle Busch with a big run down to the apron. Through the tri-oval, he is desperately trying to get underneath of that 36 of LeBay for 9th place, and he did get under him that time. LeBay in the middle might have a little better drive off. Busch stays to the inside. He's got the passing lane now on the bottom through 3 and 4. Can he grip up? Not enough, at least it looks like there. Kyle's going to take the shortcut through the tri-oval. He really wants to clear LeBay. LeBay got a better drive off, though, running that little bit higher of a line. But here comes Kyle. Boy, he drove that car in deep into 1 and 2. He's trying desperately to stay to that inside. He's not going to be able to do it. He drove it in too deep. And here comes Riley Herbst. He's the first driver 1 lap down right now. Kyle stays to the inside. And look at him. He didn't drop to the apron that time. He chose to side draft Alex LeBay. Look at how loose LeBay got in the center of the tri-oval, too. And that is going to be the opportunity. Busch did not overrun the corner that time. So just like that, Kyle Busch up to 9th. Meanwhile, Chase Briscoe up to 2nd place. He's to the back bumper of Brandon Jones for the lead. It looks to the bottom, side by side for the lead. Briscoe on much fresher tires than Brandon Jones. And that's easily going to propel him to the lead off of turn 4. Chase Briscoe, with 99 laps to go, just past the halfway mark now, has taken the lead at Vegas, trying to win his first race of this custom schedule Xfinity Series season and the 9th race of the season. Kyle had a big run to the inside of Hemrick, and look at him really drive it in there deep. He never made contact, but he really sucked the air off that left rear of Hemrick. Unfortunately, though, Hemrick beat him back to the gas. He's able to stay right there. Kyle now to the outside through 3 and 4. That might open the door up for Riley Herbst. Kyle's going to get a big run off the exit of 4. A huge run at that. And he's going to easily cross Herbst right back over again. Look at Hemrick. He looked like he was going to block Busch up towards the top there. Kyle right up near the wall. McMahon, welcome to the stream. Caution is out again. With 98 laps to go, caution will fly for the third time today. So we went 79 laps into the race without a caution. We've had 3 cautions in the last 21 laps now. Unbelievable. Do I have a notebook? I put stats onto my Google Docs from like races so I don't forget and stuff. So I kind of have that open on my laptop throughout the course of the race, which is nice. So I'll kind of go back and forth to look at stuff like that. For sure. I can't jot down notes during the race necessarily. Kyle going to stay out of the pits here, trying to conserve tires again. So the top 4 will be on older tires on the restart. Briscoe a little bit fresher than 2nd through 4th. So here we go. Green flag back in the air. 94 laps to go here at Vegas. And here comes Kyle Busch. He got through the shifts very well. 3 wide to the top for the lead. What a run by Kyle Busch on the restart. Oh boy. Brandon Jones really got squeezed in the middle there, but Chase Briscoe all clear, but here comes the run by Kyle Busch to the inside. A big time side draft through turns 3 and 4. Slide job up the track. He clears him. Kyle Busch to the lead off of turn 4 with the restart of a lifetime on the outside from 4th to 1st. For those drivers on fresher tires, if they can get up into that top 2, you'd have to imagine that they're going to get to the lead. Briscoe up the middle, Sieg on the bottom, Busch on the top, 3 wide for the lead off of turn 2. They get pinched. Cindric, first driver on fresh tires on the bottom. Here comes Harrison Burton, first driver on fresh tires on the top. This looks like Pack Racing had Vegas here in the Xfinity Series, 3 wide and tight. Here comes Cindric. Cindric almost got to the inside of Busch, but not quite. Kyle's going to hang on as long as he can. Cindric is the points leader, does have a win at Charlotte already this season. But on fresher tires, he is easily going to get around Kyle Busch. So is Harrison Burton. Busch back to 3rd, Cindric to the lead off of turn 2. Braden Thompson, welcome to the stream. I don't know why the Xfinity doesn't run Sonoma. I never understood that. I never understood why Cup Series is the only series to run there. I know K&N's been running there, I guess, but I don't know if ARCA does or not too. But as far as like the top 3 series in NASCAR, I don't know why no other series goes there. There's Gragson. He's also on fresher tires as he'll get to 3rd place. But the strategy Kyle Busch is on, he can take 4 fresh tires 2 more times and right sides 1 more time with the strategy he has gone with. His next stop's going to have to be 4 tires because he took right sides the last time. Look at that, 3 wide. I think Briscoe might have made contact with Haley there. He might not inside the top 5. Justin Haley also on fresher tires. Briscoe not quite on fresher tires compared to them, but compared to us, he's got fresher tires. Whatever happens here, Kyle's fine with running the top side. It's kind of staying out of everybody's way, still in his preferred line. But at some point, he's going to have to get to the bottom for when he has to come to pit road here in a few laps. And that could be difficult if he gets pinned up there. He already blew a left front tire once today, so he's going to be a little extra cautious. Maybe come to pit road a lap sooner. And Busch lost the top. Look at that run that Justin Haley got. A big side draft, too, down the backstretch that helped. Haley slingshots to the inside, but Briscoe pulls off the block. He's trying to hold on for dear life for that 8th position. Haley gets to his inside off of turn 4. Austin Cindric still the race leader. Trying to add on to that points lead on both Ryan Sieg and Kyle Busch, who are 2nd and 3rd in the point standings behind him. Cindric had a 59-point lead in the point standings after the 4th race of the season. In the last 5 races, that lead has gone from 59 points to 10. So he needs a good race today, and he's looking strong early on. Remember, he had that really nice top 10 streak. But the last 2 races, he's finished 13th and 28th, which has really derailed him in the points. Despite finishing in the top 10 in the first 6 races of the season. Anthony Hanley, welcome to the stream. K&N West, yeah, that's what I thought. I knew a K&N series did race there, because I think Kyle Larson's actually run a K&N race at Sonoma. Ryan Preece might have also. They usually get a Cup driver or two to run up there, because the Cup is the only series racing that weekend, so kind of unique. You usually don't see that out of Cup regulars. Chase Elliott and Blaney might have run one, but that would have been more when they were in the lower series, I think. I don't think they've ran the K&N race at Sonoma since being in the Cup. I could be wrong on that, but Kyle's catching right back up to Briscoe here. This is probably going to be the last lap Kyle Busch could stay out of the pits. Again, he risked it last time. He's not going to risk it this time. So Kyle Busch will be coming to pit road this time by. He's going to run the outside to conserve the tires again through 1 and 2. It'll be a 4-tire pit stop. It'll be his 3rd green flag stop of the race today. Taking 4 tires under green, and he's taking right sides under green. So Kyle Busch will come to pit road this time. He'll go a lap down. He needs this race to play green as long as the rest of the field could cycle through their stops. Good job not speeding onto pit road. And again, cannot repair damage because of our 5-second damage clock. There's about 5 seconds of damage, so we cannot repair it. And that damage came because of blowing the left front tire at the end of that 2nd tire run earlier today. We had it ran well, but then when we came off the banking onto the flat to get to pit road, before really even getting into the brakes is where the tire gave out. Chase ran in 2016. Okay, that's makes sense. I thought that was the case. 15.6 second stop. That's faster than the last 4-tire stop under green for Kyle Busch. But again, he will be a lap down right now. And it's going to be tough for him to get back to the lead lap. He does have 4 fresh tires as he tries to come back on the racetrack. A little tight there. They were 3 wide. Kyle's got room to get up to speed behind these guys, but he's at the back of the pack now, so he's got a long ways to go to get back on the lead lap. It's going to be tough, but we'll have to wait and see. At least Kyle's got 4 fresh Goodyears. Wide to the bottom. He is not wasting any time at all. Kyle Busch has to go. He needs to try his best to get to at least a free pass position in case we get that 4th caution again. We did not go or I should say we went 79 laps into the race without a single caution, and then we had 3 in a 21 lap stretch. Kyle has not led more than 10 laps today, and it's simply off his pit strategy. He led 3 laps legitimately at the end of that first run under green, but that was it. Everything else has been strategy based up to this point for Kyle Busch to try and conserve the amount of tires. Again, he could take right sides one more time and 4 fresh tires another time. 80 laps to go as we run currently because Kyle's a lap down, so 80 laps to go in this race. He should be good to go with the strategy he's on now. Again, he would have to take right sides the next pit stop and then 4 tires a pit stop after, but I'm pretty sure he can make it to the end with that strategy. He's got to kind of rub the wall there off of turn number 3. And move up to the top side through 1 and 2. Kyle right back down to the bottom. Try to get around Mike Harmon. He's got a big run on a slower lap car of Landon Castle. Kind of caught him in a bad spot there. Down to the apron. And the car's really tight for about the first 10 laps of the run, and then the handling kind of comes to fruition. More like 15 laps really since the damage occurred, blowing the left front tire, and that is a big factor in this race. Again, Kyle, although it doesn't seem like he's really fast enough to compete with the leaders with this strategy, if it wasn't for him blowing that left front tire, I think he'd be just a tad bit quicker, to say the least, and I think he would have led more laps up to this point. He'd be in a similar situation to what he's in right now as far as where he's running on the racetrack, but these 4 fresh tires would be making a lot better impact, that is for sure. There's Joe Nemechek running in 20th place right now. Again, he won at Talladega in the last Xfinity Series race that we ran on Friday. Oh, Austin Hill was right in front of Kyle Busch there. They made contact. See how much time that really costed Kyle. I think he was expecting Hill to jump to the bottom, and he just never moved. Such a big closing rate on these lap cars, especially now that he's got 4 fresher tires. So hard to judge what lines they're gonna run. You have seen these cars wiggle quite a bit in these corners. And again, that is just simply because of this racetrack. It's really bumpy. It has gained a lot of loss of track grip in a sense. And oh, we got trouble down the backstretch. Car up in smoke going into turn 3 on the inside of the racetrack. It looks like he's going to get to pit road as Kyle Busch's heart sinks right in front of him. It's tough to tell who it is off of turn 4. It's Ross Chastain. And the early season troubles continue for Chastain in the 10 for Colleague Racing. Up in smoke. This is 3 of the last 5 races Ross Chastain could possibly DNF in if he can't get that car back on the racetrack. He was already running outside the top 20. And again, in a season where it's looking like we might even have 12 different winners and points might not even come into play, that is very troubling for Ross Chastain. Even if we do have points come into fruition, you got to know Chastain is not in the top 12 right now. I don't know exactly where he's at in the point standings, but I know it's not in the top 12. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. All right, we're starting to gain a couple guys per position here. Jeremy Clements in 17th, Vinnie Miller in 16th. Kyle still in that 18th position, of course. Definitely a topsy-turvy season for Kyle Busch, that is for sure. Just 72 laps to go. Oh, really slide up. He wanted to get to the top as quick as he could in the center of the corner. That might have cost him time. So he had to quickly clear Joe Graff Jr. to get into that position. He's going to have to do the same on Riley Herbst here. He had a big run. Kyle not catching these lap cars in very good spots for him to run the top side like he wants to. David Starr, another top 20 run for that underfunded team. He was one of the drivers that finished in the top 5 at Talladega in the last race. Yeah, definitely. We're almost halfway through this season. The playoff schedule is very tough in the Xfinity Series, much like the Truck and the Cup Series. So it is going to be tough playoff road if we don't get these wins and get these playoff points. Only 3 on the season so far. Although Kyle has the most, barely with those 3 wins. 2 of them came due to fuel mileage. He has just not looked like the Kyle Busch of old in the Xfinity Series, much like in real life this season. So the Xfinity series, he was still somewhat strong, but still not the Kyle Busch we're used to seeing. Juan Duarte, welcome to the stream. Thanks for commenting there, Juan. Can alternate through the different camera angles for the first time here tonight. 69 laps to go at Vegas. Well, actually 68 laps to go, simply because Kyle's a lap down right now. So, again, this is a very, very big deal for Kyle Busch. He needs this race to play green. We almost had a caution because Ross Chastain was up at heavy smoke. Couldn't tell if that was a tire and engine that gave out. We haven't seen Chastain on the track since, so tough to tell exactly if he's still in the race or not. Kyle Busch really catching up to Jeremy Clements pretty quickly here. For position. Tough to tell exactly who is in that free pass position right now, though. Oh, man, he got really loose in the center of the corner, and he's in the wall off of turn 2. He tried to keep it off of Clements, which he did a great job, and in return, he ended up drifting to the outside wall. Look at this run he carries through 3 and 4, catching right back up to Clements once again. He'll go down to the apron through the tri-oval to try and pass and clear him. It's not out of bounds on this track, and he clears him before they even get into 1. Where did that run come from for Kyle Busch? So he moves up to 17th on the racetrack. And the leaders are about to hit pit road, and this is what Kyle needs. And if there is going to be a caution, it's going to have to come out right now, as he had to check up off of turn 4 there, as he about stuffed it in the wall again. He hasn't done that much. I think he's only hit the wall 3 times this entire race, and we're at lap 135, so that is quite a ways. Kyle's run a clean race. Just hasn't had luck on his side with the tire wear, especially blowing that left front again about 60 laps into the race. Really been struggling from that point on. And again, still a set and a half of tires left. He's got that he can take 4 fresh tires and right side tires only. And we expected him to take right sides under the next stop and 4 tires under the stop after. I think it's going to depend on whether or not that stop's going to be under green or under yellow. If it is a green flag stop, we're likely going to take 2 tires. If it's under caution, we're probably just going to take 4. Absolutely gaining a ton right now. And by short pitting like that too, you wonder also, where's he going to be in the running order once everybody pits? He's going to get around Jesse Little likely off of turn 2 here, and this will move him up to 11th. Still 1 lap down. The leaders haven't hit pit road yet. Remember, we do have varying pit strategies, not just with ourselves, but the rest of the lead lap cars. We had about 3 cars that stayed out of the pits under that last caution. I think those were the drivers that just pit right then and there. Give me 1 second. My laptop died, so I had to have to get the chat on my phone here. There we go. I think we're good to go now. There we go. Sorry for that. Usually don't pause it. So 10 people currently watching. Again, thanks for everybody tuning in tonight. And again, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you are new to the channel. We've got realistic broadcast with these full race live streams on the daily. More NASCAR Heat 5 action coming up. And of course, NASCAR Thunder 04. We're going throwback mode starting on Thursday. I guess we can call it Throwback Thursday, but we're going to be doing the Budweiser shootout for a season. We'll do full race live streams with a full season. We'll do 2 of them with NASCAR Thunder 04 starting Thursday. So we'll kind of have our speed weeks this week. Thursday we'll have the shootout. Then we'll have the dual race on Friday. Probably both of them in the evening hours, and then we'll start later afternoon for the Daytona 500 on Sunday. Of course, with the Cup Series not racing Sunday, that works out perfectly that we can have the 500 on Sunday. And of course, Daytona in real life. Oh man, that was a big moment there. Ray Blythe Jr. just about moved down in front of Kyle Busch. To get on the brakes there. He saw that 93 McLaughlin coming down right in front of him. Oh, Kyle really gripped the outside well from 3 and 4 that time. That's a good question. What music do I listen to? I don't think I've ever gotten that question on the channel, and I was surprised. I actually love listening to music. I listen to it quite a bit in my free time, especially at work. So at work, my playlist consists, not an actual playlist, but I'm either listening to music or I'm listening to older races, or, you know, that's where I listen to Out of the Groove and catch up on that stuff. And the NASCAR Weekly Podcast is, I usually can't get to them until I'm either off of work or listening to them at work, but obviously with the channel I can't really listen to them live, so that's how I catch up on that stuff. But yeah, anyway, music, I'm actually a really big metalhead. A lot of older, like, Metallica's my favorite band of all time. Ever since I saw them live in concert 3 or 4 years ago now, they've been my favorite band. And Justice for All is probably my favorite album as a whole. It's tough to necessarily pick what song is my favorite from them, but for sure, I grew up listening to classic rock a lot, so I kind of got into that. So the classic, like, 80s, 90s metal is where I live. But I also love listening to today's metal too. Really good bands that I listen to now that are probably my favorites would probably be Trivium, Avenged Sevenfold, Bullet for My Valentine. So I kind of listen to, like, stuff around those realms. Motionless in White's pretty good too. I listen to the heavy stuff. But I'm like an adrenaline junkie in that aspect, that I love NASCAR, and then obviously in other sports, but NASCAR, again, my number one. I've kind of stressed that on the channel before. So golf isn't necessarily my favorite sport to watch. I do watch the majors when I can, and maybe catch an occasional tournament because, well, obviously with tournaments, you know, finales being on Sunday and NASCAR's typically on Sundays, I don't watch golf too much outside of the majors, but NFL is probably where it's at. I'm in a fantasy football league. I have been for 5 years. Won the championship last year. I'll show you guys my trophy later in the week. I got my fantasy football draft actually the same night as the Daytona race, so I'm kind of bummed out about it. I will see the Daytona race, but I'm going to have to watch it on my phone at the draft. My draft might not go that well because I'm definitely going to be watching as much of the race as I can. But yeah, I'm definitely into watching the NFL. Now, when the NFL and NASCAR cross over, I have to make sure I watch all the Cup race first before I turn football on. But as soon as NASCAR's done, you know, you get to that mid-season of football, and it's usually how I spend my winters. Then by the time that's over, NASCAR's back on again, so it works out perfectly. Yeah, we are running on the controller tonight. %, tire wear left on that right front for Kyle Busch right now. He's currently in 9th, but the rest of the leaders have not pit yet, and Kyle's still well lapped down. This is going to be tough for him to even get back on the lead lap to the end of the race because these guys have not pit yet. That all pitted under the last caution, and that is troubling for this 18 team, or 54 team rather. So it's likely going to be right side tires only under the next pit stop. If he can make it to 50 laps to go, that would be ideal. He should be able to. We got 52 to go now. 51 actually for Kyle Busch, and there's the 7th place car, Justin Haley. So it's going to be very, very tough here for Kyle to finish on the lead lap, but he's going to give it his best shot. Now he will gain some time with this pit stop by taking right sides only versus everybody else taking 4. Trying to stay out as long as he can in case there's a caution though. And he might have to stay out to take the wave around if the time ever comes. We've only had 3 cautions today. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. But not only 3 cautions today, again, they all came in a 21 lap stretch, all starting at lap 79 to lap 98. And there's Chase Briscoe in the 98 car. Much fresher tires. One of the guys that have pit already. This is 4th position between Chase Briscoe and Kyle Busch. You saw how loose Busch got that time. Kyle will likely have to hit pit road this time. Not worth risking once again as Busch falls back to 10th place now. So Kyle Busch going to come to pit road this time. Turns 3 and 4. Right side tires only for the 54 team. Toyota Supra, of course, for Kyle Busch. Half can of fuel, right side tires only for this team. Amari P, welcome to the stream. Kyle back onto the racetrack, and he, again, needs us to play green. He's still 1 lap down. I think a lot of drivers pit the same time he did, thankfully. Should say thankfully for him. That is why he's still lap down. So, yes, he did pit with the rest of the leaders here. Problem is, the rest of these guys could go to the end on fuel. Kyle is going to need a caution, but he needs this to cycle through, and hopefully for him to get back in the free pass position before a caution would come out, obviously. And only 2 fresher tires versus everybody else having 4 is going to be a tough time for Kyle Busch. He is definitely still 1 lap down, that is for sure. .47 laps left for Kyle. Again, still lap down. Tough to tell exactly who the race leader is right now. Kyle currently sits in 13th, 12 seconds off Riley Herbst. Now, Riley Herbst at one point was a lap down. He might actually be on the lead lap now. I can't really remember. He might have gotten the free pass under the last caution we had. And there's Harrison Burton behind us. I mean, in all reality, Kyle can't be that far behind the leader. Look at him just pull right up in front of Harrison Burton there. Kind of stalling out his line. Harrison probably didn't like it, but him and Annette going to try to slip by to the outside. Busch washes up the track. And that is the 6th and 7th place car battling for 6th. 44 to go. I'm not going to cause a caution, no. We're going to have to let this one play out ourselves. We last went green with 98 laps to go. Be a heck of a long green flag run to the end of the race. It would be the longest green flag run we've had today if we do get that far. And Kyle still has to pit one more time, unfortunately. And that is really going to lie a very difficult problem for this 54 team. And he's caught Ryan Sieg in 6th. A lot slower here. I believe he's on even older tires than what Busch's right sides are. So Kyle will get around him off of turn 4. Oh, in the wall off of turn 4. Busch really slid up the track there. Harrison Burton can't quite get that drive off through the middle there, and Kyle's still right in front of him. Harrison Burton losing a ton of time now for position with Michael Annett. Now Busch moves to the outside. Harrison has to drop to the middle at the last second. So now Busch is going to get a run off the corner. Therefore, Harrison Burton, no, he did barely clear him, and I mean barely. For a second there, it wasn't looking like he was going to be able to, but he did. Busch held it full throttle through turns 3 and 4. He's getting that car to grip really well all of a sudden. Even on two older left side tires compared to a lot of these drivers on the racetrack. 41 to go. 40 actually for the race leaders. So now if Kyle catches Riley Herbst, he will definitely be in the free pass position. There is without a doubt. It's really tough to tell if Riley is a lap down or not right now. Oh, Busch in the wall off of turn 4. That's going to cost him time. Next stream is going to be tomorrow night. Again, we got daily streams on the channel. I don't have a start time Monday through Wednesday typically because it's just whenever I can get off of work. I work 13 and a half hours Monday through Wednesday, so that's my 40-hour full shift work week. So I can't guarantee exactly what time. It's usually anywhere between 7:30 to 9. It just really depends when I can actually get off and get home and, you know, eat dinner or whatever, do whatever I need to do before I actually stream. It's just really tough to tell. Left front tire down to 17%. And Kyle again needs to run this as long as he can. If he pits now, he's never going to get back on the lead lap by the end of the race. He gets a caution, and he's going to need it fast. He tried to zip to the inside of Brandon Jones there, and for whatever reason, he just couldn't get around him. Look at him drive it off into the corner to get around him. Alex Labey in 6th. About 9 seconds off of Riley Herbst for 12th. So Kyle needs... Yeah, you should. There's been an algorithm problem lately, I've noticed, though, with YouTube that I've been getting comments in the chat over these live streams that, oh, I didn't even know you're streaming, or sorry, I missed a stream yesterday because I didn't get notified. So, again, there has been an issue with that, but you can assume Monday through Wednesdays are usually anywhere between 7:30 to 9. It varies. Look at this heavy set of lap traffic here off of turn 4. Wow, Harrison Burton got really loose, and he about slid up into Austin Hill. Kyle Busch kind of capitalized to get around him. And how about Alex Labey running inside the top 5? He's been off and on this season. We've mentioned that already a lot over these first 9 races now in the season. We'll be 9 races in after the completion of tonight's race. We'll have to wait and see if we get that 4th caution. Wow, look at Harrison Burton's run to the inside. And we still got those fresher tires. He's just not catching the lap traffic well at all. And now he got stuck behind Howard off of turn 4. I believe Kyle Busch has the free pass positioning. 34 to go. He needs a caution badly. He gets the caution. He could put 4 fresh tires on under the yellow. But that caution's going to have to come out within probably the next 3 or 4 laps at most. Actually, I'm starting to think Kyle can really only run about 2 or 3 more laps before he has to pit. Not a lot of time, but a hope and a prayer for Kyle Busch. That would give him the free pass. He could take 4 fresh tires. We still don't know if anybody else is going to pit under the caution. And 4 fresh tires will last him to the end of the race. He has ran 36, 37 laps. We're at 34 to go right now, so he can make it to the end of the race on 4 fresh tires, no problem. He can burn them up as much as he needs to. He's going to be driving hard once he gets those tires back on the car. So Kyle is finishing the top 5 in the last 3 races. That streak is very well in jeopardy here today. It's going to be tough for him to get a top 10 at this point, but again, not impossible necessarily. He's not using the left side tires up too much. He's going to risk it. He's going to stay out one more lap. He's got nothing to lose at this point. It's caution or bust for Kyle Busch. He's got one more lap. It looks like he can stay out. He's likely going to have to pit this time by. He does not want to blow that left front like he did back at lap 60 earlier in the race. So Kyle Busch, with 31 to go, needs a caution any second. Acer 5628, welcome to the stream. Kyle's going to stay out of the pits one more lap. He's risking it. But again, it's... although he needs every point he can get here. Last time he did this, he blew a left front. He's got to be careful. 30 laps to go, but he's hoping for a caution. I'm very surprised he's really ran as far as he has so far on this tire run. Half a lap. But Kyle's got to bring it to pit road this time. Oh, and he blows it in the center of the corner. He almost misses pit road. For the second time tonight, Kyle Busch will blow a left front tire. Wow. It looked like he was going to make it to pit road. That was very surprising for it to blow out there. And Kyle Busch's day goes from bad to worse. It was at 2% in the center of the corner, and it just gave out all of a sudden. And he wasn't even on the brakes that hard either. Luckily, he didn't miss pit road. Heavy smoke again, rolling out of the race car. And this is going to put an end to Kyle Busch's chances of even finishing on the lead lap at this point. This is arguably his worst race since the season opener at Daytona. And he's just going to try to finish this race off with these 4 fresh Goodyears. Heavy damage to the front of the car, heavy damage to the left side of the race car. He has blown a left front not once but twice today. He's only dropped 5 spots on pit road. He's in 18th. He's almost an entire lap ahead of Josh Williams in 19th, but Kyle Busch is now 2 laps down here today at Vegas. Man, oh man. 29 to go. He's going to do whatever it takes here to try and get any position he can. Austin Cindric running in the top 10 today. He came in 12 points behind Cindric, 3rd in the point standings. Ryan Sieg, who's 2nd in points, is also beating him today, running in the top 10 all day. So that's a tough break for Kyle Busch. He's going to lose points today. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream. My prediction for the Cup Series, I'm assuming you mean on Saturday. I do a predictions video every week, so I've got to wait until that. I get Fantasy Live advice and analysis for the races, and then we look back at it in the post-race analysis videos you'll see tonight from the Dover race yesterday. So we do that on the channel as well as these NASCAR video game full race live streams. Not sure when the next truck race is. I'm probably shooting for Wednesday night. Michigan's the next race, round of 8. And then we'll be kind of caught up with the Cup Series as far as that aspect. We'll have 2 races left in each of those series, and you're going to see a lot of Xfinity, like I've mentioned, rather than Cup and Truck here, because I want to finish all the championship races probably 3 consecutive days if I can. Obviously, that's if we make it to the championship and the Xfinity. We're already locked in the Truck and the Cup, but got a long ways to go in this Xfinity Series season. It is very tough so far. And he's not really gaining on Clements, even with the 4 fresh tires here. He's got about 15 to 20 lap pressure tires, so that is a huge difference. But again, the huge damage is really costing him quite a bit. Kyle Busch just cannot catch a break this season. And he's run on some of these better racetracks. I was expecting Vegas to be a good racetrack for us today. I was expecting Fontana to be a good race for us when we raced there, and we finished 17th, I believe. So it's just not been a very consistent season, to say the least. Yeah, the only thing Kyle can really hope for, if he does get a caution at any point in time, he can't pit for tires, so if everybody else has to pit, he could take the wave around, or we'll see. Can these guys make it on fuel to the end of the race? We have had 2 fuel mileage races when having a long green flag run. Now remember, those guys that stayed out of the pits under that last caution, I think they still have to pit again, so that could be 3 or 4 more spots for Kyle Busch by the end of the race. And here comes Austin Cindric, the points leader in the 22. Busch has to battle him as much as he can here. Big side draft down the backstretch, 3 wide, up the middle. Williams didn't give him a lot of room. He really pinched him. Busch had to get out of the gas. Cindric is the leader. And that is even worse for Kyle, is that the points leader is leading this race, looking for his 2nd win of the season. And Kyle Busch is now 3 laps down. He really needs to get back to 2 laps down. Because now if we get a caution, he's not even going to be able to gain any spots the rest of the race. But he could certainly lose them. With the damage of the race car. Crash the lead. No, I'm not going to do that. Oh, Noah Gragson's got problems. Problems on the racetrack for Gragson. He is dropping way off the pace. Wow, Cindric almost got into the lap car of, I believe that's Joe Nemechek. Getting into turn 3. Gragson is off the track. That's another spot for Kyle Busch. Again, we said every point matters. So problems for Noah Gragson, another driver without a win this season. And remember, it was looking, at the very beginning of the race, it was Chase Briscoe's race to lose. But by the end of the race, Briscoe just wasn't there. Less than 20 to go for the leaders. Austin Cindric is absolutely dominating. And I think if we do get a caution, it'll actually help Kyle in the sense that Cindric will not have the race necessarily won. This is going to be a fun regular season points battle. 26 races in the regular season. So we'll have 17 races left after today. We still got 3 road courses, 2 super speedways, and there are the drivers on pit road that did not pit under the last caution. Kyle, again, with the heavy damage, is obviously losing time, but he can possibly gain 3 or 4 more spots here, so. Yeah, I'm alright. We're currently 3 laps down once Cindric got around us there a couple laps ago. Cindric does have older tires, but Kyle's got so much damage on the race car. Not as visible, but it is definitely there, to say the least. There's Ryan Sieg, 2nd in points. Brandon Jones. And those guys are likely 1 or 2 laps down. Versus Kyle being 3 laps down. This has not worked out in his favor at all, and I think going caution free has definitely hurt him more than anything. The blown tires were not helpful, but only having 3 cautions and not having one since we went green with 98 to go has really costed Kyle Busch. Just 15 laps to go for Austin Cindric. He won at Charlotte. He's looking to win at another 1.5 miles here at Vegas. Busch is gaining ground on Jeremy Clements and Josh Bilicki for 15th and 16th. Cindric kind of changes his lineup here. He's really got nothing to lose on the leader. Here comes Brandon Jones right behind Kyle. He's battling Sieg right now. Sieg's 2nd in points, so if Kyle can honestly stay ahead of both of those guys, that would be ideal also, but they're on much fresher tires, so that's not going to happen. Sieg on the top, Jones in the middle. Sieg now running outside the top 10, so he's falling back to 11th after having to pit. So if we go caution free these last 98 laps as well, that's going to hurt him too. Now again, we don't know if the leaders can make it on fuel or not. Now Kyle, again, still not going to get back on the lead lap today, but he can gain a lap or 2 if these guys pit. Likely no positions, but man, oh man. Yep, welcome to the stream, Jackson. Kyle should be able to catch Jeremy Clements. He's going to move to that middle to upper lane now the rest of the race here. Really try to gain as much time as he can. Already halfway through that tire wear. Just 12 laps to go. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream. And I think the terrible part for Kyle Busch is that we do run Vegas again in the playoffs. In the round of 8. And after having a catastrophic day today, barely has really ran inside the top 10. He did lead some laps periodically, but Lionette, welcome to the stream. And there's Clements in 16th, right in front of Kyle Busch. About 3 seconds behind Balicki. Just 10 laps to go here at Vegas. Heavy lap traffic in front of the race leader. But there is second place is nowhere to be found right now. I mean, we don't even know where second place is at. Busch barely clears Clements off at turn 2. He was committed there. Vinnie Miller only 4 seconds ahead of Busch, so he can get up to 14th still at least by the end of the race. Kyle had so much momentum again after 2 firsts and a 4th in the last 3 races. Was really cutting into that points lead quickly on Cindric. And not only he's having a rough race today, and we got guys running out of fuel here at the end of the race. Cindric might not be able to make it. He's got 8 laps to go. Still quite a ways ahead of Busch here, at least a few seconds, so still going to be tough for Kyle to get one of his laps back unless Cindric has to pit. Kyle still optimistic he can gain at least a few more spots here. And if Cindric has to pit to go for Austin Cindric here at Vegas to try and make it on fuel. And look at how many cars these laps. 6th place, Anthony Alfredo's a lap down. Austin Cindric has dominated the second half of this race, really since getting on the strategy he is on now, taking the lead away on the restart from Kyle Busch nonetheless. And Kyle has not led since. And that's one thing too, I usually take care of the tires well and can run them very close to down to the rim without it blowing. But we came off the banking, which blew the tire the first time. And then the second time, it was just a freak accident. It looked like we were going to make it perfectly fine. And then center of the corner coming to pit road. Weren't even on the brakes yet, and the tire just gave out. And a lot of it probably had to do with the damage already on the race car, I'd have to imagine. Kyle Busch up to 14th. There's Vinnie Miller for 13th right in front of him. Allgaier's in 12th, but he's 8 seconds ahead. So looks like Kyle Busch's last position he can gain is on Vinnie Miller for 13th place. And he's catching Austin Cindric again too. Cindric's backed way off the pace, trying to make it on fuel to the end of the race. We have seen a lot of guys pit here, especially cars that are a lap down late in this race. Is Cindric going to make it on fuel? He's going to stay out again. Kyle Busch has moved up to 13th. 7.5 seconds behind Allgaier. Might be caught in heavy lap traffic because he's losing a ton of time. Allgaier could be trying to save fuel himself here also. Just a little in 11th. But Kyle's not going to catch these guys under green. Cindric stays out of the pits again. 3 laps to go for Austin Cindric off of turn 4. Lap car right in front of him. It's costing him time. Kyle Busch is coming. Kyle trying to get the 2 more laps. That will give Kyle 1 extra lap he can run in this race if he can get by Cindric. Could be another spot because he's gaining pretty quickly on Justin Allgaier and Jesse Little for 11th and 12th. Here comes Riley Herbst for position, though. Herbst on much fresher tires. I think Kyle's got to worry about who's behind him rather than who's in front of him. And there goes Herbst. Busch overdrove turns 3 and 4 on the bottom. He tried to protect. 2 laps to go for Austin Cindric. Kyle's lost another position here right at the end of this race. Yeah, I don't think Allgaier's going to catch Busch, even if Busch gets another lap in here. Can Austin Cindric make it on fuel? He got forced in the middle line, so he can't even pit if he wanted to this time. He is forced to stay out to the end. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Austin Cindric here at Las Vegas today. Got Mike Harmon right in front of him now, and look at Kyle Busch driving this car so hard, trying to stay to the inside of Mike Harmon there. That front's very worn out again there on Kyle's car. He's really trying hard. Cindric goes high. Busch all the way to the bottom. Drives it in hard. He's not going to catch him off of turn 4. One final time. Austin Cindric will win his 2nd race of the season in the NASCAR Xfinity Series here on NASCAR Heat 5. Busch brings it home in 14th. 3 laps down, a rough day for him. That's not an accurate lap time, but Austin Cindric gets the win, leading 88 laps in the race, all in the second half alone. Cindric dominated the second half of this race with a big margin of victory. Alfredo on the move, started at the rear, finished 6th. Great run for him. Chastain started 3rd. Wasn't running well. He ran outside of the top 20, but the DNF does not help his points standings situation here. As we take a look at the running order, only 5 cars finished on the lead lap today. Cindric, Annette finishes 2nd. LeBay with a great run in 3rd. Harrison Burton in 4th. Daniel Hemrick rounds out the top 5. Anthony Alfredo in 6th. Justin Haley 7th. Chase Briscoe, who dominated the first half of the race, finished 8th, 1 lap down. Ryan Sieg 9th, who came into the race 2nd in points, also loses points to Cindric. Brandon Jones rounds out the top 10. Again, notable Kyle Busch 14th. 3 laps down. Rough day for him. 1 hour and 46 minutes total time on the race here today. 3 cautions total, all in a 21 lap stretch in the mid portion of the race. We went 98 laps to the end of the race on green. That was the longest green flag run of the race. And you see Jeffrey Earnhardt right there, DNF'd, as well as Brandon Brown, Ross Chastain, and we saw Noah Gragson DNF late also. So 4 drivers failed to finish this race today. That is going to be it here for this one. So long, everybody. We are going to be back tomorrow night. NASCAR Xfinity Series action at New Hampshire. Post-race analysis video will be coming out. It looks like it's not going to come out until the morning because it's 10 o'clock already at night. But it will be out from yesterday's Cup race. If not tonight, it'll be very early in the morning. And by early, I mean likely before 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning because I got work at 4. So that is going to be it here for this one. Subscribe again for more daily NASCAR content, such as these full race live streams of the realistic broadcast for these NASCAR video games. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Again, thanks everybody for watching. Have a good night. See you next time.